attempt to review more than 900 chapters of One Piece before this month of February ends. In this video, I will only review one chapter because it's longer than normal. In the next videos, I'll try to review 3 chapters for every video. The first page. As far as I know, a lot of people have told me that they have yet to find the treasures that were hidden in that place. Now, does this look like a band of pirates to you? Pirates don't have just like 9 crew members. They're supposed to have at least 20 or 30. And they usually don't wear clothes like this. And pirates usually rob, loot, steal, and rape, and kill. But do we see this crew do that? No. Isn't this before Luffy ate his devil fruit, or did he just eat his devil fruit? Because look at his teeth over here. His teeth shouldn't be like this. They're talking about sake, they're glorifying alcohol all the time. Glorifying beer all the time. Things that would ruin someone's childhood are being glorified in the first chapter. Over here, Luffy says that he's not afraid of pain at all. This is when he's just a little kid. But I remember a few years ago when I watched only a few episodes of One Piece. And it was when the Going Merry, their ship, was about to leave, and Usopp defended that, and Usopp had to fight with Luffy, and Usopp was kicked off of the crew, and then Luffy cried. I thought he wasn't afraid of pain. I don't think not being able to swim is a pirate's greatest weakness. A lot of pirates just climb on board. They don't have to swim all the time. You don't need to swim to be a pirate. The main character, Luffy, cut himself in the first chapter. He says, I even cut myself today, and you still won't agree. Why are they trying to glorify these types of things where someone causes self-injury and harm? This is akin to suicide. Every main character in a manga or anime doesn't have to be a huge eater all the time. You don't have to make them all glutens. This is the leader of the bandits, Higuma. He seems like an irrelevant character that was introduced in the first few chapters and will be irrelevant later on. He does not affect the plot or the story at all. Maybe he does affect like the beginning, like why Luffy decided to venture out on the sea and achieve a goal that he's not even trying to achieve at this point. But what is the difference between bandits and pirates? He just said that we are bandits. I will say this though, that there have been more things that happen in this chapter so far than in any chapter of Dragon Ball. Okay, Luffy ate the devil fruit and his arms are stretching. And this was shown in just a few pages. This is much better than Goku trying to learn the Kaioken or Ultra Instinct. So now Luffy is acting all carefree and doesn't care about swimming anymore. A few pages ago he said, I will learn how to swim over there. Now he's saying he'll be a pirate that doesn't need to swim. Look at this. A child is cussing and calling people bastards, saying the damn word all the time. And people wonder why kids are growing up to become murderers. Luffy's not even the child of a single mother. He's an orphan with no parents to raise him right now. I think it's revealed later that his grandfather raised him. But it's not shown over here in the first chapter. We clearly don't see that. So maybe it was a retcon that Oda added on, that his grandfather was raising Luffy instead. But no, we see over here in the first chapter that Luffy has no mention of his grandfather. Is being raised by Shanks, basically. Doesn't that scene with the bandit's foot on Luffy's head remind you of something? From Dragon Ball Z, when Raditz put his foot on Goku's head and Goku started yelling. Or when Turles in the movie The Tree of Might put his foot on Goku's head and Goku said, my name's Goku! Goku! He was yelling all the time. This is the same thing that Luffy is doing. It's done in a different way, but I just wanted to bring it up that this is not original. It's not an invention. at the very least, at the most, we could say that this is an innovation of Oda, but not an invention of Oda. So how is he the god of storytelling? So Shanks will let anyone do whatever he wants to him, but if someone harms his friends, then he'll do something. This sounds like Fairy Tail. And Yu-Gi-Oh! It's all about friendship now. So the bandit escaped, but Shanks beat up all of them. So all of the bandits' crew's dead, I think. So I wonder if this bandit ever appears later on in the story. This is the first chapter, and there are 900 chapters to go. So now we will have to ignore what happens in between 10 years after Shanks leaves, when Luffy starts to grow up. We're going to not show any of that. Is it shown in a flashback? Is that when he grows up with his grandfather? Because there's a 10-year time skip now. And this is just the first chapter. And the first chapter is not over yet. So many things happen in this chapter. More things that happened in the first chapter of Berserk 2. So after 10 years, did these people change that much? The girl kind of changed a little bit. Maybe her hairstyle changed. But she's an irrelevant character, so I guess it doesn't matter. After 10 years, barely anything changed in the city. Luffy punched a sea monster. This is like One Punch Man. So in 10 years, Luffy is still saying the same type of things. His character has not matured. He's unrealistic and optimistic. Wait, so Luffy's goal is to become the Pirate King? I was under the impression that his goal was to find the treasures of the One Piece, not to become the King of Pirates. Okay, I'm going to review more chapters in this video, because I got through the first chapter faster than I thought I would. So I'm sorry that I truly lied in the beginning of this video, because I didn't know what would happen in the next 7 minutes. It says, after recklessly going out to sea with a little boat, this young man plans on making some friends and forming his own fleet of pirates. But does this really make sense? How many friends did he have in the place that he just left? In the town that he just left from? He just set off from? In 10 years, he should have made at least one friend that was willing to come on this adventure with him. He should have made at the very least one fucking friend, but no. He still has no fucking friends. It seems like those people in the town did like him, but they never had the balls to join him on this crew trip. People think that having a fat woman in a manga series is supposed to be funny, it's supposed to be comical, but no, it's not. It's just a nuisance. If Roronoa Zoro is so strong and so powerful, never mind. So this is the introduction of a character named Kobe. Some people have said that Kobe is Luffy's rival. I don't see anything incredible about Kobe at all. He seems like a weak version of Krillin from Dragon Ball. Kobe says a Pirate King was the title of someone who has had everything in this world. So maybe the treasure of the One Piece is everything in this world. Or are you telling me that you're looking for the world's greatest? And if I'm not mistaken, then the former Pirate King was Goldie Roger. So he had everything in this world. So that must be the treasure of the One Piece. I wonder why Kobe, someone who has just met Luffy for the first time, just because Luffy rescued him, he looks upon Luffy as a really great person. It's just because Kobe wants to become a marine and catch the pirates, while Luffy wants to become a pirate king. And now Kobe's crying like a little bitch. Why? Is it only because he might have to face the person that saved him once? That doesn't seem like enough of a reason. Why are people so sensitive and emotional? The second chapter was overall an okay chapter, but I don't see anything spectacular about the chapter. It just seems like an average manga so far. This is not what I expected from the god of storytelling. Now I'm going to review chapter 3. So people claim that Oda would spend like 4 hours writing just working on just one page. So let's just analyze this page. Does this look like it takes 4 hours? Something that takes 4 hours to make? No. Drawing would take 1 hour and writing the text would take 10 minutes. It's not that hard. Zoro's a pirate hunter, and despite being a pirate hunter, he decides to betray his codes, his ethics, his goals in life, and join Luffy instead. What a coward. It's an interesting story, good character development for Zoro, but I think that it doesn't make sense in the end. When Kobe says let's drop the idea of recruiting him, does that mean that Kobe is also a part of Luffy's crew? Because he's saying let's, instead of just saying, Luffy, drop the idea of recruiting him. Kobe is acting like he's a part of Luffy's group when he's not. We know that Kobe in the end joins the Marines. I do because I watched the first episodes of the show. And then I stopped watching once I saw the Sanji saga. Before that, I saw a few episodes of the CP9 arc. And then I stopped watching because I had other things. I had a life. This image makes One Piece look like a gag manga that does not take itself seriously when the main character is riding on sharks on the sea. Does this happen in any other place in any of the One Piece volumes, in any of the chapters? Should we take this seriously? The first image that shows Zoro, his eyes and his nose and his bandana. And this shows Zoro being hanged on a cross like Jesus Christ. Thanks to you, Zoro dies like Jesus Christ to inspire millions of generations of the weak and helpless people. Maybe Oda is trying to make some Christians read his One Piece. I know that Zoro in the end eats the food that this little girl gave to him, but why did he refuse the food in the first place? It doesn't make any sense. Will I get the answer to this question before this chapter ends? This character is an insult to all the children of army officers, all the military kids that grew up. Like, there's a YouTuber called Big Herc. He doesn't act the way this man does. And Oda wants people to believe that the son of a military officer would act like this. Is Zoro under any obligation, under any pressure to live like this for a month? Does he have to? How does he go to the bathroom? He has to shit and piss, right? So where does he do it? Logically speaking, it would happen at that cross, but we don't see any of that on that cross. We don't see any of it in his pants. So is he like not a human being? Did he eat a devil fruit or something? Why does Zoro have to live like this? Who's forcing him to do this? What is he going to get out of it? Nothing. He can easily have someone else free him or escape. And if he is so strong, then he shouldn't have gotten captured in the first place like this. A rice ball that has been mixed with the soil and mud of the same ground that you most likely shit and piss on and spit on, and people's shoes, the shoes of military officers walk on that soil, and Zoro is trying to eat food from there. Will he get food poisoning later on? If he doesn't, then this chapter has a major flaw. He should have gotten food poisoning from this. So we learned that Zoro got arrested because of this girl, but how did he get arrested? Did he get overpowered physically?